Hi guys, and welcome to another video from Stupid as the Norm, the channel where we demonstrate how to become a millionaire in 10 years whilst earning only minimum wage. And in this video I want to tell you about my cannabis farm. So my wife has owned a flat above a takeaway in the shittiest part of Sunderland. Yeah, that combination in itself should have made me run a mile, but it was 25 years ago thereabouts, so I didn't know anything like I know now. So yeah, we shouldn't have done that. Anyway, the tenant fell behind for a couple of months. And so after sending the obligatory letters and then the threatening letter saying we're going to kick him out if he doesn't bring his rent up to date, we get no response. So we decided to go and have a look in. The locks have been changed, which was never good. They get a locksmith in there, open the place up and find that it had been turned into a cannabis farm. Now there's no cannabis in there, that had all been taken away or they'd moved out for whatever reason. So the letting agent closed the door and phoned the police. The police said, "Oh yeah, we know the place, we were there 2 months ago. Cannabis farm, is that right?" She said yes. Said, "Oh yeah, funny story about that." The police then went on to tell a story that they'd been called in on a suspected ram raid on the shop opposite where this flat is. So the police charge in there, all the police cars there, red and blue lights flashing, and close the street. The guy who was living in my wife's flat, not the tenant by the way, looks out the window, sees all the police cars and thinks, "Fuck me, I've been rumbled." Grabs his clothes, runs downstairs and charges out the door. Now the police find this behaviour a little suspicious, so they run after him, grab him and say, "Where you going, mate?" So the police take this guy back to the flat, find the cannabis farm, bag it all up, take everything away, lock the kid up and then close the door behind them because they don't know whose flat it is. So fast forward 2 months and we come to today, or as it was yesterday when I got the call to say that it had been turned into a cannabis farm. What do you want to do about it? Well, so we've phoned the insurance company. They say, "Oh, you're not covered for accidental damage, but don't worry about it. If there's a crime report, then we can do it under malicious damage." So hopefully it should all get sorted. First thing it needs to do, there's apparently a ton of fertilizer everywhere that's got to be removed, and that's a job in itself. So the flat's going to be completely gutted. If you've ever seen the remnants of a cannabis farm, there are holes in the roof for ventilation, there are hooks and all over the ceilings so the plants can grow up them. The electrics have been butchered, doors have been knackered, holes in walls. It's an absolute mess, so it's going to be completely gutted. Hopefully the insurance will cover it. Meanwhile, I'm on the hook for the mortgage payment and the council tax once its tenancy runs out. So whilst it's my wife's flat, it affects the project, what I'm trying to achieve here, because I've now got to find the mortgage and the council tax bill eventually. Now the more astute of you might think, well hang on Perry, you're not on the hook for this because it's not your flat and it's not your mortgage. And I've told my wife the same thing, but she's not having it. So right now we're waiting for quotes to get the thing put back into its proper order, and then we'll argue with the insurance company no doubt who's going to pay for what. And it was a real shame because on that day I came home full of the joys of spring and said to my wife, "Get yourself a drink, we're going to have a little party because I've just got some massive funding for the project to become a millionaire in 10 years. And unfortunately the dampener was put on the day by the same call from the estate agent saying that, you know, it's been turned into a cannabis farm. But I'll tell you all about what's going to happen with this funding, how it's going to affect the project next week. In the meantime, don't be stupid and don't be normal.